Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And what are we talking about this time? Well, Sony. Now, this is not a Sony problem, but right now it's happening on Sony's platform. But it is a overarching a problem across the board for everything. But Sony is pulling discovery videos from PlayStation users who already own it, sparking concern over, digital future. We've talked about this before, and people have brought this up before. So Sony has signaled its intention to pull some PlayStation content, even from those who bought it, sparking concern from customers. In a brief notice on the PlayStation website, Sony said it planned to remove hundreds of Discovery films from users' video libraries, preventing them from watching the content they paid for. Sony explained the decision as being due to content licensing agreement with content providers. In the statement, in the full statement, they say as of the 31st of December of 2023, due to content licensing agreements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. Now, you may be wondering, what do you mean Discovery content? Discovery, the Discovery Channel, the people that, they have the Discovery Plus where you can watch all the Discovery stuff, right? You can buy movies and series and things like that from Discovery. If you have cable, you know what I'm talking about, right? Or if you have Discovery Plus, you know what I'm talking about. They say, we sincerely thank you for your continued support. Thank you, PlayStation Store. There follows a long list of effective video content, which includes over 1,000 seasons of shows, including Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman, Tanked, Mythbusters, An Idiot Abroad, various other crap, right? The decision has sparked backlash online and fueled concern around ownership of digital media, video game preservation. This is what we're talking about. It's always been an issue. The issue of content removal from digital platforms is always on top of mind for movies and TV makers, and even anything, really anything, right? And that's why I was saying that this issue is more than just Sony, right? Because we have digital content on our Xboxes, our Switches, our PlayStations, our computers, whatever they may be. Stuff that we bought, movies, music, video games, books, whatever they are, whatever type of digital content they are. If the servers, or if the licensing agreements in this case, or anything like that goes down or gets taken away, that, so digital content you don't own. You're renting it, basically. You're renting, even if you pay $70 for that brand new Resident Evil 4 video game on the Xbox store, on the PlayStation store, or whatever. If they take it offline, you're screwed, right? Bye-bye. There goes that $70 because you're renting it. But basically, you don't own it. You don't get to take it. They're not going to be like, hey, we're taking this offline, so make sure you download it on an external device. So you're not going to be able to do that, right? It's just gone. Now, most places, they typically, when they do take it offline, they make it unpurchasable, but you still have the ability to download that if you already owned it. But if it comes into an issue where, different aspects come into play where they can't host that digital, software or whatever anymore, then what do they get? In this case, because of licensing. Now, that doesn't mean Sony can't re-up the license with Discovery or, wherever the case may be. I'm not sure if it's from Discovery or if it's with Sony and Discovery, or if it's Discovery that is losing the license to these things, right? And they can no longer host them, so therefore Sony can't have them. I'm not sure on the semantics of that, but regardless, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, they could re-up that in some form or fashion. That's happened in the past with digital content, where then it becomes available again. But this is a problem, right? And as we get closer and closer to physical media being wiped out, we if you are a subscriber on this channel or you've been watching our content, we've talked about how Walmart and Best Buy are, in next year are thinking about getting rid of or phasing out their physical games, and not just games, movies. I mean, if you go to Best Buy, try to find a CD there, a music CD, right? Even their gaming section now, which used to be like a whole section in the back, is now like 2 rows, right? and their movies, I don't even know if they have movies anymore there, because they used to have a whole movie section, and I can't remember if they have movies there or not anymore. But still, though, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say they do, but yeah, it is nothing like it used to be.
Right.
I know at my local Walmart, you can go to an end cap and see basically the new releases. So you got 6, maybe 7 various movies. You go around the corner and you got more movies, a ton of movies, but they're all bundle things from 5 Spider-Man movies for $19.99, or they're older movies or older TV shows.
I don't think, but does Best Buy have movies in store anymore? I don't know if they have movies in store.
I'll be honest, I don't go in there enough.
I don't go in there enough to look for movies, but the last time I was in there, I don't remember seeing any movie section. Now, not to say they didn't have any, but I don't remember seeing it. But yeah, Walmart has.
Yeah, last time I was in there, and I do remember looking for movies. That was like when Blu-rays came out, and even then, it wasn't that big of a section. So.
Right. Well, it's a bigger section than it is today. But even Walmart, Walmart still has movies. They still have. I know they have vinyl records there. I think they still have some CDs, and then they have games, but it's very small, right? And then Walmart's looking to phase that stuff out, as well as Best Buy, and you'll probably have others follow, like Target and various other retailers.
But do you think Walmart will stop selling the casino games for your PC on disc?
The little PC section where they have the casino games and stuff. Probably not. I mean, now that's not saying that they're going to stop selling them altogether, right? They're still going to sell them on their site, on their website. They're just not going to have them physically in stores. So when you go to the store, you won't be able to find it, but you can go to walmart.com. And I think it was the same thing for Best Buy, where you could go to bestbuy.com and you could purchase the physical game and they'll ship it to you. They just weren't going to have it at the store. But that doesn't mean that in the future they decide, you know what, screw that. We're just going to sell codes for the digital games and not have the physical. Right now, we don't have to pay for shipping. We don't have to actually physically store anything, right? All we do is just give you a code. You buy it, we give you a code, and you're on your way. But the whole thing is like, again, it all comes down to the preservation of content, and not just for video games, for everything, anything out there. In the future, which is going to be closer than you think, it's going to be to the point where everything is going to be digital, and you will have no ownership over anything, right? Any game, movie, piece of music that you buy, you won't be buying it. I mean, it's kind of how it works now, but in a semi-quasi way. But I mean, it's going to be to the point where you're just basically renting everything, right? I wouldn't be surprised if everything just goes to where you can't buy anything and it's all subscription services. You want to listen to music, you can't buy individual tracks or a CD. You have to subscribe, and then you can play as much as you want. And then whenever you unsubscribe, you can no longer play it. Games, excuse me, same thing. Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, they're not going to sell games anymore. You pay for this expensive subscription and you can play all the games you want. But as soon as you cancel the subscription, then you can't play them anymore, right? But I mean, if that were the case, it'd be a very expensive subscription. So they have to work out the kinks in that. But you get the idea. It's going to eventually come to that. And then you as an individual will never own anything. And that's pretty bad. And so this is just them getting rid of the Discovery content on PlayStation, again, it's not PlayStation saying like, hey, we're just getting rid of this stuff because we want to. It does have to do with licensing and stuff like that. So it's really not an issue with Sony more as it is an issue with digital content in this day of age and going into the future. But what do you think about it all, Shane?
This is one of the few times I believe we need some government oversight. When I go to my Xbox or my PlayStation, it literally tells me buy for XYZ dollars, right? You go on there, you want to buy that Resident Evil 4, buy $59.99. Click buy. It says buy. Now, granted, they always get you with the, little, lawyer writing in there somewhere. But if it clearly says buy on the homepage, that should be a buy. That means it is yours. You own it. That is not a lease. That is not a rental. That is, try not to get mad. That is yours. I don't buy anything digital from PlayStation unless I have to, period. I don't trust Sony. Well, one, to keep my bank record safe. Two, I don't trust them, period, as a company. Now, granted, I'm not blaming Sony entirely on this because, there's the whatever partnership they have with Discovery, that's on both of them. Somebody owes those owners, and they are owners of that content. They owe them money. Now, here's the thing. If I buy a season of MASH, which is 30, 40 years old, does it hold up that value? So should they be required to pay me either pay me the full price or give me that digital content? Obviously, give me the digital content would be cheaper, but where does this whole thing start and stop? If I buy something, it's mine. It should be mine forever. Everything I own on Xbox is pretty much digital for this last generation and even the generation before. That puts it in a quandary. Who is responsible to either, if Microsoft is to go down, all my games are gone. Does Microsoft owe me money? Does Microsoft owe me the games? Are they going to send me a disc or some codes? Are they gonna, are they gonna put that on to the developer? Hey, he bought your game, send him the damn code, send him a damn disc. Or is it just you're completely screwed, bend over and take it, Catholic Church style? I mean, why? Why is it that we don't get a choice? Because Sony is going to blame Discovery. Discovery is going to blame Sony. And then everybody who bought the crap is still going to be sitting there with a thumbs up their butt, because this is going to be one of those court cases that lasts forever. It'll be a mass class action lawsuit against one, if not both parties. It'll get drug out because it's going to be a he said, she said kind of thing. But I mean, we've complained about this before. Game preservation, digital preservation. There's not going to be any of that. The developers, and this is what Sony wants, and I think probably Microsoft and Nintendo as well, they want to be able to control that. And this is I think their first step, with all these digital companies. Netflix, you stream it, you understand you're not going to have it forever. I buy a lot of games from Google, movies from Google with my Google rewards. I got a ton of movies from them. But if Google goes down, not like they ever would, but if Google was to go out of business for some reason, or, they lose those licensing deals, where are my movies? What happens with my movies? Who's going to be responsible for it? And this whole thing is going to come down to responsibility. The people that purchased it, they have I don't think they're going to have any rights to it. I think it'll all be somewhere in some lawyer talk that, hey, yes, we said you bought it, but you only bought the right to use it. We own it. That's why DRM stuff, you can't copy it and loan your friend a video anymore. I kind of understand that. It does prevent, that one single copy being sold to 50 different people, but still, I mean, it's still mine. I own it. I should not have it removed from me. So these guys are going to get screwed. I think Sony's going to blame Discovery. Discovery's going to blame Sony, and there's going to be a bunch of lawyers getting paid. So, but that's why I don't buy things from Sony, especially. So, but I'm probably screwed with Microsoft.
Yeah, you're screwed either way, right? So it's a big, like I said, it's a big overarching concern, and not just from Sony, but from every product out there that you're able to purchase digital content with, right? There has to be some sort of preservation. There has to be something in place that if X, Y, or Z stops hosting that somebody still has that content allowing you to access it, right? Like they do have the preservation museum and stuff like that, but I mean, like a place for digital content, like someone out there that has really secure servers and stuff like that, that anything you purchase, it gets backed up to those servers, and they're wholly independent. Maybe like you say with the government, the government funds them, right, to host these servers. And so therefore they always have a constant stream of money where they can keep this stuff up and running, where any digital piece of content gets backed up to these servers. So that way, if those things go down, that is still available and you can access it in that way, right? Whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of semantics and a lot of things that would have to be worked out for it, but they could come up with some sort of solution, or they need to, right? Because that could scare consumers into a digital future, which is what most companies, majority of companies, want people to go into. But if you get rid of their content and this becomes more and more of a thing, consumers are going to be more and more weary to then purchase digital content, and you're not going to be able to go that route as a company, right? So you can't save that money, company. Now you have to go back to producing stuff, which I know you don't want to do. So if I can just draw something on the computer and sell it to people, that makes it easier for me.
That's an NFT.
And that's yeah, right. And so that just, I mean, that's just the thing. I mean, it's unfortunate for these individuals that are going to lose this access to the content. I was reading back in 2021, Sony stopped selling TV shows and movies from its PlayStation stores, but said users would still have access to existing purchases. So, but 2 years later, now you're losing some of that content. And then what's going to happen, not just for the Discovery content, but maybe the other content, TV shows and stuff that people own, for those individuals that on Sony's platform that do, or really any platform in general, that do own digital content, if you see stuff like this happening, be wary of your other digital content. Probably not video games right now for these developers, but definitely TV shows and movies that you may own, because there might come a point where those are no longer going to be available for you. And the money you spent on those is gone, right? Now, Sony might get a class action lawsuit for this. I wouldn't be surprised if one's not put out there, like Shane said. And we'll see where that goes with it. But yeah, I mean, overall, all in all, it's just bad. Bad juju for everybody. Do you have anything else you want to add to this?
Well, yeah, just people need to get a hold of their senators, governors, local billionaires, tell them to start paying off the right senators and governors and start making laws to protect the consumers. We have really become an anti-consumer country. And we gotta start protecting ourselves again. We're having our rights taken away as consumers by junk like this all the time, and it's only going to get worse as the digital age progresses even further, where physical is just going to go bye-bye. I mean, I've got a small assortment of PS4, Xbox, OG Xbox, Nintendo, all back there, and I don't get those for the newer consoles. which is on me. I should be buying physical because I know what's going to happen with the digital medium. So, it's on me, but we need to start protecting ourselves. So call somebody, pay somebody, but protect the people. And
that's right. Make sure to wear protection.
Wear protection.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. But not the wearing protection part, but the government, the senators helping out the consumer rights. Yeah, good luck with that. But fight the power, I guess. So, I mean, you just got to be wary of it, and we do have to fight back on things like this. You are correct about that. In any way that we can to preserve these types of things and make sure there's a system in place to take care of, to scenarios like this so they don't happen, right? Consumer rights and everything like that, and protect the consumers from companies taking advantage of individuals, right? Selling them something and then deciding, because if there is no kickback, right, then customers can or companies could then sell something to you and then a year later decide they're going to pull it just for fun, just for no other reason. They don't want to host it anymore, right? Need the space on the server, so let's just get rid of it. And again, if the people or the courts or anything like that don't push back on that, then there's no stopping them from continuing to do that in the future. So it's unfortunate, but we need to work together as individuals and help make sure that if we are going towards this digital future, which we are, that it's one that we can be a part of without losing our content, hopefully, and preserve the content that we've purchased and the purchase that we made. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. I won't be surprised if we don't see a class action lawsuit come out from this, but we'll have to see what the courts decide on that whenever that does come to fruition. But anything else, Shane?
No, I'm sad.
I'm sad. All right. Well, let us know down in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think of do you buy digital or do you still buy physical? I buy physical for most of my stuff except for Xbox. I do buy digital, and that's mainly because of Game Share. If it wasn't for Game Share, I'd probably buy physical for it, but Game Share is a cool feature. But for my PlayStation and my Switch and everything else, I buy, well, not my PC, of course, but everything else I buy physical. So, but let us know down in the comments below what you think. Other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. If you're not already, help us out. Do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications to stay updated with new videos that we do all the time. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.